I still can't believe this is true, but this was, I think, the cherry on top of the cake for me. December, when I was going into the ship's terminal to meet one of my photographers who's on board in my team at the moment, he looked at me and he said, "Oh, I know you." And he said that he's watched my YouTube videos on what it means to be a photographer at sea before even meeting me, knowing that I was going to be his manager. So that blew my mind in that second. Thank you for being here. Let's have a catch up where we mix a lot of ideas and then we can continue. I've done a really bizarre setup. I put my phone in between my microphone and my camera. Hi, thank you for being here. I love how I gave myself this challenge a lot of months ago to make 10 videos, and they were supposed to be in the space of 10 days, but I knew from the beginning that's not going to be the case. Nevertheless, this would be the 10th video in theory. However, I did long format videos for my clients in the meantime, so to me, I've completed this personal challenge. It was important for myself in that given moment to simplify this process and to give myself a challenge that implies some sort of consistency and continuity in this video format. I want to have a little timeline update for you guys, not from the point of view of how interesting my life is that I need to share it with you guys, but I'm trying to tell you things about life at sea. But there's so much you don't see in the background. There's a lot of things that are happening that I wouldn't necessarily make a full YouTube video about, but all these little things really are part of the charm of working at sea. I was really happy that on my birthday we were in Lisbon and I had the most beautiful day I could have wished for. All the small things aligned just to be able to step off the ship in one of my favorite cities. And just a couple of days later, I got on a plane, and I've transferred to the Netherlands, to the port where Arvia was being built. And it was a process in itself. It was unbelievable, especially going from Iona, which is the sister ship, to Arvia. It was almost like seeing Iona just for Halloween, because everything was the same, except it really wasn't. It was very interesting to see a ship with 2,000-3,000 contractors speaking all sorts of languages for things to be drilled and welded and assembled together. It was fascinating for me to see a construction and a project at such a big scale. I don't know when I'm going to get this opportunity again, but I was certainly glad to be a part of it. And another bizarre bucket list tick for me was being in the room where the ship was signed over to P&O. And I say bizarre bucket list tick because if I were to sit down now and think of what do I want to experience in my life, what do I want on my bucket list, there's some things I don't really perceive as being possible. And it's also one of the highlights of the job, to have so much access behind the scenes and in really important moments. Like for me to think that I was in the same room with the heads of Carnival UK and the president of P&O Cruises and all the Meyerwerf heads of the company when they've signed over Arvia from the company who's built it to the company that now owns it, which is one of the companies that I'm working for. It was a crazy amount of money. It was a lot of millions being signed in a second, and it's one of those things I could have never wished for to be a part of, and somehow I was a part of it. And it's all these little things that make life at sea very interesting, the things that you come across.
It fills me with pride to have been part of the team as captain of this ship.
Well, a very good morning, friends and colleagues. This is the P&O Cruises captain, Robert Canby. Well, I'm delighted to say at 9:18 this morning, just a few moments ago, Arvia was officially delivered to P&O Cruises and the Carnival Corporation.
After the construction phase and handing over phase was finished, we set sail on our first cruise, and our first cruise started on the 23rd of December, the Christmas and New Year's Eve cruise. What an end of the year and what a start to all of us, by all means. Another one of the things I just casually happened to do was to shoot a Ronan Keating concert that happened on board, and not gonna lie, I had no idea I know so many of his songs. It was a lot of fun. I'll probably share some photos on Instagram. This to me wasn't the time to be on YouTube. It wasn't the time to be on social media. We had to work for Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I've spent the entire time around the team, and whenever I could, I was just trying to catch up with my family. Somehow, after everything that's happened last year in my close circle of friends, I was not in the state of mind to post anything Christmassy. Nothing like a New Year, New Me posts. So I've just enjoyed being in the moment with the people I'm present and currently being around. And I'm just surprised as time passes how little I care about social media, how little I care about having a presence. And yeah, because being here implies a lot of work, and it's easy not to choose not to do the work. But it's not even about that. I like saying somewhere along the way I found the audacity to live my life. After the first cruise finished, we have started our relocation cruise, from which I'm filming right now. We're currently on day 3 of crossing the Atlantic Ocean to St. Martin and the Caribbean, where we are going to be for 3 beautiful months. And after a long season spent in the Norwegian summer and pretty cold autumn and beginning of winter in Netherlands, I cannot be happier to be on the Sunshine ship, the ship that's going to be in the Caribbean for the winter and in the Med for the European summer, which means I'm gonna pay a lot for SPF. The problems to have. I've never stopped doing YouTube completely. I just understood what I need to prioritize in real life and what is actually achievable to do and not to do so. But one of the reasons I'm back is because in this long pause, my comments have added up, and I've received a lot of questions and a lot of interest about working at sea, especially as a photographer. So I'm happy to create more content to help you guys as much as I can. Welcome to St. Martin.